Good day. My name is Jan Loeb, and I'm the CEO of Acorn Energy. Acorn is an OTC listed company. Today, symbol is ACFN, and we're trading at approximately 50 cents a share. It is our hope and intention that sometime in 2021, we will become a NASDAQ listed company. This is our safe harbor statement. Please memorize it. What we do is we are leaders in wireless remote monitoring of industrial equipment. This is done through our Omnimetrics subsidiary, of which we own 99% of. The other 1% is owned by the former CEO of Omnimetrics, who left and became the chief marketing officer of a much larger company. We've offered to buy his 1% a number of times, but he has chosen to keep it. Obviously, he thinks the company has some excellent growth potential ahead. Insiders of Acorn own approximately 27% of the 40 million shares outstanding. I personally own approximately 19.9% of the shares. Omnimetrics is divided into kind of two different businesses, both of which are high growth, high margin businesses. We target approximately 20% annual growth, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. And our business can be divided into hardware sales and monitoring sales. We get paid monthly by our customers for monitoring their equipment. That is at exceptionally high margins. Overall, our gross margins is approximately somewhere between 65 and 70%. As I said, we're trading at around 50 cents a share. Our market cap is about $20 million, as we have about 40 million shares outstanding. Our balance sheet's very clean. We have about $2 million in cash and no debt. We've told the public that our estimate for 2020 sales is about $6 million, which is flat with the year before, which we consider to be excellent considering COVID in 2020. We've said that we believe we're a 20% grower, so therefore we have here an estimate of $7.2 million for sales in 2021. By the time you're seeing this, we will have reported our fourth quarter and year-end 2020 results, and I urge investors to please take a look at that, as it will contain important information going forward. On an enterprise value to sales basis, we're trading at approximately 2.5 times. This industrial IoT sector is a very hot sector, and acquisitions have taken place in the sector at 3 to 5 times sales. As I said, the business is broken down into two different parts. One we call PG, which is we monitor standby generators and compressors. And the second we call CP, or cathodic protection, where we monitor rectifiers and test stations. That is for the pipeline business. Gas pipelines need rectifiers on all their gas pipelines because there's an electric current that runs on the pipeline that prevents corrosion. Our product monitors those rectifiers and test stations. On the PG side, the power generation side, you see a picture of our TrueGuard Pro product. And what we do is we sell the piece of hardware in both cases, and we sell the monitoring that goes with the hardware. It attaches to, in this case, a generator, and tells us many, up to over 100 different points on the generator, which will be very important for our customers to know whether the generator is working properly, that it will work properly in the event of outage, and it's well worthwhile. It's insurance for a generator. How our system works is we sell a piece of hardware. We can transmit data either cellularly or through satellite, depending on what the customer wants and where the generator is actually located. We have our secure servers, and then we have our OmniView product, which is what the customers log into and can see the function and status of all their generators. We consider ourselves to be a green company in that we avoid truck rolls. So if a customer doesn't have our monitoring system, what he would have to do is he would have to send out a truck in the case of a pipeline of a long distance and check that the rectifiers are working properly and the current is flowing. In the case of our power generation system is when a generator or compressor is down, they would have to send out a truck first to diagnose the problem, and then in many cases send out a truck again to fix the problem. So we can avoid a significant amount of truck rolls, which besides being clean and green, saves our customers a significant amount of money. Our customers are fairly diverse. We have some significant customers that we sell directly, but our main customers are dealers and distributors who sell generators and compressors. Target 20% organic sales growth, and this comes from a number of different areas. Number one is that our product certainly lowers the cost for our customers of managing their generators, their pipelines, their rectifiers. Number two is just the growth in IoT and the education that people now have of the Internet of Things and the benefits of monitoring remotely certainly continues to grow. There are regulatory issues and reporting. If you can do it remotely, it doesn't require input by the technicians who are running around in trucks. So there's some regulatory issues that we can address. The growth of our customer base, there's no question that more and more people are disheartened with the grid and are putting in their own generators. And we have a number of new products, some of which came in 2020, such as the Annunciator, and we have 2 or 3 new products slated to come out in 2021. There's a picture of our Annunciator on the bottom, which we just launched in 2020, and our air compressor monitor, which we launched at the end of 2019. We address both the residential and commercial and industrial market for generators. Our focus is on commercial and industrial, but this is just a slide that points out, how the penetration is, which is very low in this industry. And so we think that there's significant growth ahead, both in residential and in commercial and industrial. Interesting fact is in Texas, when they had the power outage a couple of weeks ago, over 80% of the generators that we monitored were turned on at the time in the state of Texas. And clearly, storms, higher frequency of floods, weather, wildfires are all contributing to people wanting to have their own generators and businesses needing to have their own generators in order to protect their own assets. There are some competitive barriers to entry. We have a significant patent portfolio. We have years of industry experience. We actually pioneered this business over 20 years ago, and we continue to spend R&D money in order to have new products and expand the capability of our current products. There is competition. Our competition in many cases comes from the OEMs on the power generation side, and on the CP side, it comes from a number of larger private companies. Our balance sheet information, We have $2 million in cash. We do not have any debt, and which is a significant improvement over the years. We have an off-balance sheet asset that I think is important that investors know, and that is we have approximately $70 million of tax loss carryforwards that we can be used to shelter our income. The leadership team, myself, but more importantly, Tracy Clifford, the CFO and the CEO of Omnimetrics. I've worked with Tracy for over 20 years at various companies. She's an excellent CFO and helps significantly in putting in processes that makes the companies more efficient. As a quick summary, we think we're trading at a large discount to where other industrial IoT companies are trading. We have a 20% growing company with high margin, and it's recurring revenue. So our monitoring business, we get anywhere from $10 to $20 a month from our customers. That high margin business continues to grow because every year when we put on new hardware, new equipment, they become a recurring customer of ours. So approximately 60% of our sales are recurring in nature. We have industry-leading technology, a large and diverse customer base. Our Omnimetrics business has been positive from an income and EBITDA standpoint for now many quarters. Our balance sheet is strong, our NOLs, and we have a management team and a board of directors who are significantly invested in the company and want to see the company do very well. The appendix is just some interesting information. We did a rights offering a number of years ago, and this has some data about the rights offering. If you're interested, this gives a little history since I became the CEO in 2016, how we turned the company Acorn around, and this is how we improved the finances of the company during that period of time. I hope that was helpful in giving investors a very quick overview of Acorn and Acorn's business, but I urge everyone who's interested in the company, and it is a very interesting company and I think very undervalued, to speak to our IR group at Catalyst, or please give me a call to discuss the company in greater detail. I would like to thank our friends at Maxim for inviting us to appear in this virtual conference, and please don't hesitate to give me a call, any questions that you might have. Take care.